Welcome to Dallas, site of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championships. I'm Minta Spears from the Texas Tech Lady Raiders. The season just ended and many teams are waiting to hear their postseason assignments. More on that later in the show. But first, let's recap the season in the Big 12 and see how the big tournament wrapped up here at the American Airlines Center.
It was a rough start for the Oklahoma Sooners, dubbed preseason favorites by the coaches.
And Brenda, it's very, very hard to do.
Later in the show, we'll talk to Fox Sports analyst Brenda Van Langen as we preview the Big 12 and the upcoming NCAA tournament. Next, we'll discuss more conference championships as we join Texas pole vaulter Kaitlin Petrillose at the recent site of the Big 12 Indoor Track and Field Championships. When we come back on the Big 12 Showcase Women's Sports Special.
Welcome back to the Big 12 Showcase Women's Sports Special. Hi, I'm Kaitlin Petrillose, Texas Track and Field, and here we are at the Lead Recreation Center at Iowa State, where the recent 2015 Indoor Track and Field Championships has taken place. Last year, my Longhorns took it all. But let's look back to see what happened at the Big 12 Championships and see who takes the trophy.
We start with the distance runs, and what a weekend for Baylor's Rachel Johnson.
It was, what a better way to end the meet.
The NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships are taking place this weekend in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Soon after, the attention of track and field would turn outdoor, where the Big 12 Outdoor Track and Field Championships will be back here at Iowa State in mid-May. Up next, we'll head to my school, the University of Texas, where we'll check out the Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships, and that and more when we come back on Big 12 Showcase Women's Sports Special. Welcome back to the show. Kaitlin Petrillose of Texas Track and Field here at Iowa State, site of the recent Big 12 Indoor Track and Field Championships. The same weekend as this event, the Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships were being held in Austin. The Longhorns have taken 12 of the previous 18 Big 12 titles. Let's take a look at the 2015 Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships.
Let's begin on the boards, where Texas sophomore Murphy Bromberg nearly made a clean sweep of all three diving events. Big 12 title for the women in the 19-year history of the conference.
The women's swimming and diving is nearing its NCAA championships. It's next weekend in Greensboro, North Carolina. In fact, a lot of Big 12 athletes are preparing for their championships. Let's take a peek what's happening next. For Big 12 championships, just one more indoors before the action heads outside for the year. In gymnastics, Oklahoma has been ranked #1 in the nation most of the season and is the defending national champion. Looking ahead to the NCAA championship events, gymnastics will be held in the Big 12 territory at Fort Worth Convention Center later in April. First up, though, the finals for indoors track and field as well as swimming and diving. The NCAA Basketball Championships is just around the corner. The Big 12 should make a major statement again this year. Up next, we'll see which conference teams has a shot at making some major moves. Texas Tech Lady Raider Minta Spears joins us in Dallas when we come back on Big 12 Showcase Women's Sports Special.
The next Big 12 Showcase Women's Sports Special will air on May 1st and will include championship coverage of Big 12 golf and tennis, and include an update on Lauren Chamberlain's chase towards history. The Oklahoma Slugger is on the brink of topping the all-time home run record in college softball. 90 is the number to beat, set by former UCLA great Stacey Nuveman. Already well into the season, Chamberlain began the year with 72 career home runs and continues to inch even closer. Welcome back to the American Airlines Center, site of the recent Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Championships. Selection Monday is right around the corner for Division I women, as well as invites to the WNIT. Now, let's check in with Fox College basketball duo of Ron Thulin and Brenda Van Langen to preview the Big 12 in the upcoming postseason.
Thank you very much. Along with Brenda Van Langen, I'm Ron Thulin. First of all, in the first half, it was a pretty close game. We expected Texas to play some pretty solid defense, winning their 5th straight Big 12 postseason title and their 5th straight 30-win season. Back to you.
And that's all for today's show. Good luck to the Big 12 teams on their journeys throughout March and possibly even into April. Following the Big 12 sports each and every week since 1996 is the Big 12 Showcase right here on Fox Sports. Thanks again to my co-host, Kaitlin Petrillose from Texas Track and Field, and thank you for joining us. Once again, I'm Minta Spears from Texas Tech. So long and wreck 'em.
I am Kaitlin Petrillose, Texas pole vaulter.
Selection Monday is right around the corner for Division I women.
God, this is harder than I thought.
That was awful. I don't know how to say that.
I give up. No, I don't. I don't give up.
Sorry. I felt really corny.
We're gonna do this.
Is that okay?